Jet-in Juliet India 1028, the jetway is going to be connected.
Hi guys, and welcome back to Jet-in Airways, where a smile goes a long way. Now this is day 2 of our career mode. If you haven't joined already, I recommend you do so because it's a lot of fun, and we're going to be a very high ranking officer or a pilot when we get to the end of the series. Hopefully we will get to the end of the series. This is only day 2 though, so we have got a long way to go. Now this is the pilot roster that I've started. As you can see, I'm at the top. William, I'm a captain. There are 2 other pilots that have joined us already, Aidan and Randy. Aidan is in Scotland, Randy is in the United States, so we're spreading out all over the world with our pilots. Now we started at captain. You can start at captain too if you put your comment and your name down below. I'll put you on the or put your call sign down below, and I'll put your name on your call sign on the ranking here. We'll start you at captain. 60 hours. We've done 1 flight already, 31 minutes. So today we're going to do another flight, and we will add that on to our flight time. Get your name on the list, guys. Have a little bit of fun with Jet-in Airways. Now here is the roster, the pilot roster ranking scale. This is how far we've got to go. We are at captain at the moment, 60 to 74 hours. We're going towards, we're aiming for flight captain, okay, 75 hours. So we've got about 14, 15 hours to fly yet. Before we get up to our next pilot ranking, and we may go all the way. We may go all the way to senior APT captain. So we've got a bit of flying to do. Let's get started. Now today I will show you the flight plan. This is where we're going. I've done this flight before in a stream. It didn't work out that well. I messed up my waypoints here somewhere. But I've done it again and I've refined it, so it will work out well. All the information you need for today's career mode flight is on here. We're going from Miami over to Melbourne International. Okay, we're departing runway 30. We're going out through departures. Bingo. Our arrival from Miami, we're coming down through Jokers 3, or Jokers, and we're arriving at ILS 09 right. Now the frequency for 09 right is here, frequency 108.30, and our localizer heading, very important I've discovered, is down here, localizer 94. Okay, so that goes into the bearing display. Now these are the waypoints, not many waypoints, only 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I've deleted a few out, you do not need all of them. My flight plan did go a bit skew-whiff up here. When I put it into the FMC, there was another little vector waypoint that went in here, which took me way off course. So I've deleted that one. I'll show you on the FMC when I set it up in the 737. I'm in the 737-700 today. I've set my time today around about 7:30 in the morning. I like flying in the morning. Now over here you can see we are departing Miami, gate G19, that is Jet-in Airways gate there. We often use that one, we're set it there, we've put a lease on that. So that's the one we use at Miami for Jet-in Airways, gate G19. Departing runway 30. So everything you need is on the screen. Take a photo or a screenshot and we can get underway here today. And it is a beautiful morning, just a few little clouds around. So let's get going, guys. Let's go. Day 2 of our career mode for Jet-in Airways. Right, so we're connected up to ground power. You can see our little ground power there, burring away, keeping our systems happy and running. So let's go inside. We are running on ground power, so we can do some work and set up our FMC here. So let's go ahead and do that. Go back to menu, FMC, position in it. We're going to put what is it? KMIA. Put that in there. Okay, and we'll go up to our IRS. Get those around to navigation. And we'll put this all in here, and then we will start work on our FMC, and we'll get our flight plan in. There we go. We can go to our next page, click on that, put that in there, and we'll go to our route, KMIA to KMLB, KMLB, we'll put that in there. We are in our 737-700, so we'll put JI107 for our flight number. Departure and arrive. Now this is where it gets interesting. We're going to depart runway 30. So we'll come down here, look for runway 30. We'll put that in, and then don't forget our departure. Our SID is going to be bingo. The bingo one there, I think that's the only bingo to choose from. So we will choose that bingo there. Okay, now we go to departure and arrival. We go to arrival. And we're going to arrive at ILS 09 right, ILS 09 right, that one there. Now our star for arrival is going to be Jokers 3, Jokers 2. Now the number means the amount of times it's been updated. So if it's Jokers number 1, 2 or 3, don't worry too much. The number just represents the times that star or SID has been actually updated. So we'll click on Jokers there. Now we'll go to our route and we'll activate that. Performance in it, we'll do that, and then we'll go back to our legs and sort out our legs. Performance 35 is pretty standard for Jet-in Airways, in case any of you are wondering. Our reserves will be 1, 0 fuel weight. We'll click on that one. Altitude will start at 10,000 feet, just for a start. Put that in there and execute. N1 limit takeoff, flaps 5 is pretty standard. VR V2 speeds in there, and that is it, ready to go. Now let's have a look at our legs, and we will find that we've got a discontinuity just under bingo. So we'll go to the next page, we'll click on Jokers, we'll go back and we'll replace that discontinuity with Jokers. Now I told you we had another discontinuity with the waypoint that put us off course, so let's go back, and here it is here, this vector heading here. We need to delete that if we can, or bring that one up, bring that one up to replace that one. That vector there we need to delete. I'm not sure if we can delete it. So what we can do is we'll clear that invalid and delete, is we'll move that one up. Okay, we'll move the bottom one up to replace it. Okay, so we've got rid of that. So we've got Zelic, then we go to FIBOP, and then runway right. Okay, that's it. Let's have a look. Waddle, Reno, Bingo, Jokers, Zelic, FIBOP, and runway 09. Let's have a look, see how that looks on our flight plan. We'll go up here and we'll put that on plan. Let's come back down here and we'll go through our steps, see if we get a nice, there's our departure out of Miami, which is just absolutely beautiful, just a slight curve around there, and then we come up, 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 up. Where are we? Okay, here we are. Here's our departure out of Miami. We come up and through Marino, up over there to the right towards Bingo. Up there we go, nice and gentle. We come up here, a nice gentle curve to the right, and then we've got Jokers here. Over to Zelic, and then we've got a nice curve around to the right, and we head down towards FIBOP, and then it's a lovely beautiful ALS approach into runway 09 right. So that is a gorgeous flight plan. I'm in love with that plan already, and I'm going to save it in my file for flight plans, so I can jump in at any time, day or night, and just fly this route. But that is a beautiful looking plan. So let's see how that works out. Hopefully it will work out beautifully. So we'll leave that on legs. We'll leave that on legs for now, and we can go ahead and get the rest of the plane set up ready for departure, and I'll talk to you back here very soon. Don't go away. Okay, so that was good pushback. We can go ahead and get clearance to taxi. Clearance, taxi, and okay, we can go ahead and start our engines. Acknowledge taxi clearance. Quite busy here today at Miami by the look of it. It's a beautiful Miami CBD skyline over there. Looks amazing. Unmarked 737 there, so it's probably one from multiplayer mode. I've turned the labels off because it's just so distracting. There are so many people flying in multiplayer mode, there are labels everywhere, so I've just turned the labels off for the moment. If you're new to the channel, welcome to Jet-in Airways. We do group flights, multiplayer modes. We have one tomorrow at Sunday, 12 PM New Zealand time. Welcome to join up with Jet-in Airways and fly in our group flights for Jet-in Airways. Right, so I'm going to park here for a little while. I'll get my clearance for takeoff and go through a few checks. Right, so we are at the hold short, runway 30. I'll just put my brakes on here while we get permission for departure and do a few things. Now you notice when I'm taxiing, I don't know if you can see all my yoke. When I'm flying, my hands are up here, but down in the middle here I've got my Xbox controller, so often when I'm taxiing my hands are down here, and I'm using these triggers to actually, for my rudders, to steer the plane. If you have a look on the outside, I use my triggers, and that will be my rudder on the plane. When I release it, it automatically goes back into the center position. When I push it, when I release it, it goes automatically back into the center position. And my little joystick levers on my Xbox, I move those around with my thumb and I can change my views just with the right hand one. And I use these two little levers on the Xbox when I'm in my drone camera mode as well. So the best add-on I ever got for Flight Simulator is my little Xbox controller, which sits in the middle of my flight yoke, because even when I'm flying like this, my thumbs can reach over and push all the buttons and the assignments, so it is brilliant. Okay, so I push a button here, my coolie hat puts me straight back into the cockpit, and again my thumb can reach over onto the Xbox controller and use the little joystick there to look around the camera like I'm in 3D mode. It's like a virtual headset, you know, it's just brilliant, just like that. And I'm still got control of the plane. While I'm flying the plane, I can be looking around the cockpit at the same time, because my thumb is on the little joystick there while I'm looking around. So try and get the white line in the middle of those two warning lights. Then I know I'm going in a straight line right down the middle of the runway. Toga.
V1. Jet and Juliet India 1028, contact Miami departure on 125.75. Good day.
Voices are a bit loud, I could adjust that. Okay, let's come over here. Our flight director's on. We will turn on our auto throttle and our autopilot just with a flick of the thumb, and we are good to go. Now I'm going to set my vertical speed.
1028, acknowledge. Last transmission.
Acknowledge.
Going to 125.75 Jet in Juliet, India 1028.
Start bringing up the flaps. Okay, our speed is coming up. Oops, get my assignments right. Okay, so let's have a look how we're doing. 230 knots, coming up to 4,000 feet. We should be turning to the right soon to intercept our departure. Auto throttle is on, flight directors are on, LNAV is on, autopilot is on. Vertical speed set to 2,200, and indeed we are turning to the right. Our auto brake can come off, put that on 2 for our arrival. Flaps are up, we are clean. And we've turned, heading towards our waypoint. We can turn off our landing lights, taxi lights off. And we can put our engine starters to off. And we'll put our landing gear down to the off position. And we're good to cruise. We might put our switch here around to map. So we've got our flight plan in front of us continuously. So we are on our way to Melbourne, guys. We are on our way to Melbourne. Okay, so I'm now in my drone mode. I will use my Xbox, my little levers and triggers, to get the camera in a nice place for the video. There we go. Just use my my drone camera and my little Xbox controller to bring it round to get that beautiful view of the plane. And then I flip back here and I go back into my cockpit. And a bit of a flashing light there. I don't know what that was all about. Right, let's have a look at my altitude. I'm at 10,000 feet, 230 knots. I'm going to go to 12,000. Right, so I've got my nice shortbread biscuits and my cup of coffee here. Ooh, very, very nice. Now, another story I heard from this pilot when we were talking last night, the 737 MAX pilot. He says when they had their instructors with them and they were doing their training for the MAX, they weren't told, we're on the descent now by the way, they weren't told to be careful because the landing gear is a lot taller than the normal NG series of 737s. Because the engines are a lot bigger in a different position, the landing gear is actually taller. So then, sort of when in NG you get saying that you're 10 feet or 20 feet off the ground or the runway, it's different in a MAX because the landing gear is taller. You're actually a lot closer than you would be. And he came in for a landing for his first time in the 737 MAX because the instructors had told them all Just bring it in normal. Bring it in as you normally would a 737 NG or a 700 or an 800. Just bring it in like a normal 737. So he brought it in like a normal 737 and he landed. Bang! There was a hell of a bang as he hit the runway. Because the landing gear was taller, he was a lot closer to the runway than what he thought he was. So he took it down and boy, it was a hell of a banger. Scared 7 kinds of mud out of him. So it was just something that he was surprised they weren't told about, they weren't instructed about. And me too, I just thought, wow, you know, that's a safety issue. That is something that should have been discussed by the instructors in the training and things when they change over from an NG to a Max. But anyway, for the most of it, he said he certainly enjoys flying the Max. It is a beautiful aircraft to fly. Easy to read, the big MFD displays and everything. So yeah, interesting. I could have talked with him for hours really, but he had to go. He probably thought I was a bit of a nutter, you know. Never mind. Right, as you can see here, I'm getting close to my next waypoint, Jokers, and then round to Zalik, and then I'll be heading straight towards my finals. So I'm at 5,000 feet. As I come around those 2 last waypoints, I want to be at 3,000 feet. So I'm going to bring this down to 3,000. Now you do your own flight plan, okay, with your own departure and arrivals and things, and this is just the way I do mine. Now I may be incorrect, I think, with my altitudes in regards to the arrivals and departures, and also the altitude restrictions and all those kind of things. I may be a little bit out or a little bit wrong here, but I'm just a casual fun flyer. I haven't gone into that as yet. I will do a little bit later on. I'm just learning to build flight plans with SIDS and stars at the moment. I'm enjoying that. So later, probably my next stage really of my study and my learning is to start getting my head around speed restrictions and height restrictions as I depart and come into the airports. One hand on the throttle to control my speed. Just slight little tweaks on the throttle as I come down.
Sync rate.
Should have had my landing lights on, but I didn't. There we go. Too late to put them on now, I guess.
Sync rate. Pull up. Pull up. Sync rate.
20. 10.
A bit wonky as far as my straight line goes, but speed brakes didn't come up. Well, they're up now. They're up now. Anyway. Right, so here we go. I was a little bit high there, I think. I was a little bit high. I think that's where I got a little bit distracted. Anyway, let's see how we manage to pull it all together in the end and get her down on the ground. Right, this'll do us. Welcome to Melbourne, guys. Right, thanks for watching, guys. Hit the like, subscribe, join the Discord, and I hope you enjoy doing this flight for your career mode. And I'll be back soon, and we'll do some more flights and start getting our hours up a little bit more. Take care, happy flying, talk soon. Don't forget our group flight multiplayer mode on Sunday, 12 o'clock noon New Zealand time. Good to see a lot of pilots there, new pilots and our current Jet-in pilots. See you then, guys. Over and out. Cheers.